Wisdom.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay?
Like I've had better times.
This is a tough week for everyone, I think, in the industry. A little bit draining, a little bit testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit of that, and also it's a bit of, last night I was like, how can I speed run just being as chopped as possible? And I was like, I'm gonna shave. I was trying to look good and groomed, and then I made a mistake, and then I was like, all right, well, it's gotta go. And I was like, it probably won't look that bad. I'll never speak to a woman again.
Just a confidence killer.
Confidence has been murdered, chopped up, put in like a basket somewhere, and is just molding away at the moment.
You don't need to be humble because you're already, I'm going to glaze you for a second, one of the most deserving, humble, like artists and creators I've ever met. So there's my glaze for a second. But for those who don't, cheers to that. Those who don't know Wisdom, he is one of the most influential style icons of our generation. I think you've built this incredible online space for yourself that is very positive. It's very obviously forward and fashion forward, and you're carving the lane and building something new that's never been done before. So I'm just want to say that I'm like so impressed with you and everything you've done. And I'm really glad to call you a friend. It's been amazing.
Yeah, that's very kind. I mean, I appreciate that. Can we get that on Google? Like when you Google my name, everything he just said, I want that on the bio.
Yeah.
No, that's very kind. I mean, I to be honest, it's been you've been a great friend to have as well. I remember I think we followed each other. I mean, that's how we met through social media, and we've hung out a bunch of times too. And one thing I do is I always not that I assess, but I've always pay attention to people's friends and get the vibe of their friends, because that's also really telling about the person.
Oh, of course.
And all your friends are also super cool. So I'm like, yeah, no, this guy's pretty valid individual. We hung out once. Every time we hang out, people are like, oh my God, they knew each other. It's like multiverse of madness.
Collab of the century.
It's crazy.
That's great. You grew up in Texas. How does that impacted you? Do you think Texas has anything to do with, who you are, like a little bit of your fashion sense? Did it make you want to get out of Texas? Just talk about how Texas impacted you as a kid.
Texas, I mean, growing up there, there was no fashion really, right? I've been there since I was 4 years old, and I never, Texas didn't really do anything for me fashion-wise. I didn't really start getting into it until just getting older, moving around a lot. Being the new kid all the time was stressful as shit. And pretty much I needed some sort of way to sort of, I guess, gain approval. So it was just through fashion. But at the time it was Supreme, Obey, Supra, a lot of streetwear stuff. Just whatever I get at the mall, Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch, that kind of vibe. So that was my incubation. That was my introduction to it. And then it really flourished when I went off to college and stuff. But yeah, I was putting it on by cuffing my jeans.
That was a fit.
That was legendary at the little country schools that I was going to. I'd cuff my jeans and be, oh my God,
who is this boy?
This is crazy. And then of course some people thought I was gay because I cuffed my jeans, which was even more funny because it's that one little thing that I did not only have altered my sexuality in people's eyes, and then also was this biggest thing ever. It was unbelievable.
I think it's funny you say that because even 10 years ago when guys cared about how they looked, their fashion, it was gay. And now it's becoming obviously normal. Why wouldn't we care about how we looked or how we dressed? Why does it have to just be girls who care about how they look? We all should be putting our best foot forward. Why would we not do that?
I fully agree. It's interesting because it's also swinging so far in that direction that it's starting to become a problem where it's
looks maxing,
bro. And there's part of it that's good. Obviously, if you're teaching young men how to be more confident, how to generally be more attractive in healthier ways, things like eating better food and going to the gym will improve your looks. People probably don't even realize that. But then when we start getting into bone smashing and all these other things, that's when we're all right, let's chill out a little bit. But also I also say we share the internet with people who are half our age. I mean, I'm there are kids online who are 14, 13, 15, who don't know what they're talking about, but will hide behind accounts, and you don't realize you're getting information fed to you by a child.
Oh, and they're confident too.
And they're confident about the bullshit.
You have no idea either this hater or this person who thinks they know everything is a 12-year-old keyboard warrior.
No, exactly. No, genuinely speaking. So it's kind of that's the thing that worries me, is that people are taking this advice from people who, I mean, don't even know their right from wrong, who probably can't even drive, and now all of a sudden they're telling you how to alter the bone structure of your face.
Yeah.
Let's be, it's a scary time.
Yeah. That makes me think about, do you ever look at your comments? Yeah, occasionally I do. I imagine you get so much more than I do, but still I'll see like weird rhetoric of these kids will be like, yeah, he did this or grew up here, did this. I'm like, that's totally wrong. Do I debunk these people or just let them go? And I think you just have to let it go at some point because the truth will come out eventually. But I don't know where these kids are getting their confidence to be like spitting just false narratives.
It's a little bit of like, I don't really care if the truth comes out, because also the truth will always be something different to somebody else. Like, not everyone will know what the actual truth of the situation is in the matter. People thought I was a Nepo baby. I remember people thought I was like the son of a Nigerian prince. I was the heir to the throne. This is I don't even know where on earth that's like. My entire storyline is on my social media. Like, you can go to the first photo I have on Instagram. It's a slice of pizza, or it's a box of pizza.
You kept it? You still have it up?
So.
That's amazing.
Oh, no. It's orange chicken. That's what it is. It's a plate of orange chicken with some fried rice. Or maybe it's one of the two. I used to eat all sorts of things. But yes, that's like my. You can see my entire development. Like, there's no hiding any like
character arc.
Yeah, I know, genuinely speaking. So, yeah, it's a process.
What are your favorite? Not to ask you like a little bit of a basic question, but what are your favorite brands right now? Like, you're most excited about?
To be honest, it's obviously I do a lot of work in with brands and companies and stuff. I would find that the greatest excitement I have actually comes from a lot of the younger, up and coming, lesser known, just independent designers. That's where I find true excitement. I think a bit of it has to come from like, these big houses have their codes and they have their styles and their histories. So you kind of have an idea of generally what you're going to expect. And it's just a matter of like how they're presenting it differently, or what themes, or what the message is, what the story is.
Yeah.
So there's not always like, you're not going to reinvent the wheel every time. So usually it's these kids that are going to Central St. Martin's, these fashion students, these design students, these independent designers who are doing this without, a giant, huge backing or anything like that. That's what I'm really, really excited about. In the high fashion space, I would say Iris Van Herpen, my favorite couturier. I think she's, absolutely amazing. Robert Woon too, absolutely amazing. But I think I find that just like, I'll look at some CSM graduates and I'm like, geez, like this is.
You got it.
Yeah, I had the honor of hosting the LVMH Awards too.
I was going to
bring that up. Dude, I was there from the semifinals. So I saw so many people, and then going on to the finals. The work was amazing. Like Tori Sedru, absolutely amazing designer. Soshio Itsuki, who won. There's just really good stuff out there that I find is more, entertaining as well.
Yeah. What do you think about AI with fashion?
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of AI in any like being intertwined in the arts. I think generally just as somebody who like. And I think a lot of people who just appreciate any sort of art form, I think a huge part of it is that humans worked on it, struggled, tried, failed, succeeded. That to me is what makes art beautiful.
Yep.
And so that's why like I'm not crazy about even the term AI art. Like, if you want to categorize it, yes, it is a form of art technically, right? But like, I'm a huge fan of like a person being behind it. And I think the idea of like using anyone's likeness or generating a face which is just a compilation of faces already, or like anything like that where we're taking the human element out of it, it's I'm not crazy about that. I also know it's a gray area because you think about like practical effects versus CGI and like the development of technology, and you have that conversation all the time. And I don't know, I feel like AI is a little bit of a different beast in that sense.
Yeah.
But I also understand in the culture, when it comes to, I think really the people everywhere else, but at the top, the executives, like enjoy that. I think those who can make the dollar are going to utilize it and want it, and everyone else is going to be like, no. Especially in fashion as an industry already, who the fuck is getting paid?
Yeah.
So now we're then going to replace everyone with fakeness.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. And of course, only people that actually care, like want that to happen, would be those who benefit financially. That's why.
No, I think you're taking the correct artist approach from it for sure. I think there should be a human element to all art and creation. My counterpoint, I'm in agreement with you, by the way, but my counterpoint, which is probably a bad thought, is it's coming no matter what. What do we do to stop it? I don't know if I have the power to do it. So I start to use it in some of my edits just for fun. Like, I'll see your watch and like make it slime, or make something crazy happen. So I'll include it a little bit because it's almost like I can't stop this train.
What you're doing is completely different because, like, for example, it's like the fucking dog filter on Snapchat. Like, that's a form of fucking AI or whatever. That, like, that's fine. like we've had filters and age filters and whatever for ages. Now everything just has to be labeled AI. But like before it was yeah. I just said what I said. That's what I mean. But like I'll be like, but yeah, no, like. So it's not all. I don't have an issue with it. I think some of that shit is fun. Like you've had videos where like it'll be like a car and there's like explode.
Yeah.
Like whatever. Like that's all fun. But now we're talking about putting people out of jobs.
Yeah.
And we're talking about putting artists and hardworking individuals who went to school, who studied, who grinded, who broke their fucking backs, and now we're just gonna replace them with that's where I'm like,
yeah,
I'm all, you know,
for sure. That's the right stance.
You know,
I agree.
But yeah, no, I like the video. I don't know. Slime one.
Talking about your creative process, how long does it typically take you to film a video and edit it? Because you do all your editing, which is incredible, by the way. But
thank you.
Talk me through that a little bit.
Okay, so to film a video, really, it starts with the styling, right? Or maybe even the idea. I have a bunch of ideas, sometimes so much that I'm like, honestly, like
overstimmed.
Yeah, kind of handicapped. It's like what to do.
Yeah.
But once I get the idea down, depending on how deeply I want to dive into it, like if it's like a styling like a certain concept, or a bit more research is required, maybe it's a historical thing, whatever, then it's like, all right, let me get into it. Like I did the Olympics. For that one, I generally, like every country I styled, I went into the history of each country and I was like, okay, what is a fascinating element here? I think for the Netherlands, for example, as a country I did, I mean, the information escapes me now, unfortunately, but I remember pulling from specific outfits that fishermen used to wear in like some period before I was born. And it was really about the silhouette and the shape of their pants and like old Dutch traditional clothing. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. So I pulled that and I tried to style it with like the colors of the flag. So something like that takes like the research alone happens, then the styling happens. And sometimes I have to source pieces for that. So that process can in itself take like many weeks to do. And then the actual filming of a video can take like, sometimes I like to do things all in one sitting. So filming a video might take like 10 hours straight. Maybe I break it up, but let's just say that. Editing, again, I do things in a very unhealthy way. Sometimes I'll do that and then I'll start editing right away and I won't sleep for like a day or two, just consistently going. So that's why it's been so hard to give an exact number, but editing will take days, you know, many, many hours on that as well. So yeah, a long time, I think.
Well, you've perfected your craft for sure, and it shows.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Do you ever feel like creatively blocked, or when's the last time you felt creatively blocked?
No. Sometimes I'm so overstimulated, I'm blocked. I've been, every time I have an idea, I write it down. There's who's that director or somebody in film where he's like, every time they interview him about like an idea, he keeps talking about how he wants to kill him. Like, you have to write an idea down, otherwise it'll make you want to kill yourself. What's his name? There's like this direct. What was that?
David Lynch.
David Lynch.
David Lynch.
And I swear to God, like, it's the funniest thing ever because he's like, if you have a good idea, write it down, or it might drive you to suicide. It's the funniest thing. Anyways, I write down all my ideas, and I've been doing this for years now to the point where I have multiple note sheets that you scroll on for several minutes to seconds, or seconds to minutes. It's just stuff. And so I'm never going to run out of ideas. I'm like very confident in that. It's just a matter of which one am I going to do and just getting myself to do it. Because like we talk about, I do it a lot of the work. And so it's very overwhelming sometimes to like get myself into the zone of like, all right, I'm going to lock in and do all this research, all this styling, all this filming, all this editing.
What is one of the hardest things? Obviously, you've styled some of the most crazy ramen hoodies, like you've styled everything. What is one of the hardest ones, or the thing that took the longest for you?
None of them have been particularly challenging. I will say this though, there's one thing, nobody's asked me to do this, but there's one thing that I know for a fact I do not look good in, and it's those goddamn scullies. those tight ass beanies,
like Central Sea wears.
Bro, it looks like a swimming cap when I put that shit on. You'll never see an image of that. God forbid an image of that leaks on the internet. Like every time I put them on, I fail. So yeah, that one is pretty rough. But no one's asked me to style that. It's like crazy shit. Like there's like a naked body hoodie that's like a hairy chest.
I saw that in one of your comments.
Holy canoe, guys!
So you're gonna hit that? You might have to do that.
That's
Italian brain rot. You did a good job with that.
Oh yeah.
But weird parts of the internet. What's the funniest part you found yourself in recently? Like meme culture wise.
Dude, I always get so much niche stuff on my on my For You page. Like I'm so online, but also not online. It's weird because like I won't know what's going on certain times, but I'll know like the most random like thing. It's just the internet, you know. But like I don't know. I was like plugged into the cookie verse for a while. Strangely enough, and then
they got a lot of those kids banned because they were like looks maxers.
Yeah. So that whole I can't escape that shit. That shit is just all over my fucking.
I feel like that has to do with the men's fashion and styling. You're gonna get grouped in that
a little bit, and then you get that stuff. That's like the weirdest stuff I've. Not that it's necessarily weird, like out there, but like that's like the most niche things I get. But I don't know, just very random stuff. I've been obsessed with that one old head who's rapping March Madness with a lot of passion. Yeah, shout out Unk. Because March Madness is Future's best song, and people don't rate it.
I have to go check. I don't know if I know it.
Trust me, he's like going so hard.
What's your favorite movie?
This one is really difficult, you know, because there are so many good movies. But I feel like to be sure of the best movie, you have to go and think of the classic. You know, the Scorsese, it's a difficult one. I honestly, okay. I can give you a list. I don't know my favorite. Chronicle. I love Chronicle. I've been a big fan of Chronicle.
Wait, I don't know if I've seen it.
Came out, I think it's like 2012. It's Dane DeHaan, Michael B. Jordan. It's the one where they they get like powers, and it's like a found footage film or lost footage film, found footage. Where it's like all recorded on like a phone or whatever. It's really cool.
Okay. POV. Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
Yeah, watch that. Chronicle, I like Chronicle a lot. Interstellar's great. Watched it twice. Obviously, that's it's a lot of people's favorite movie, but it is a movie that always somehow brings me to tears every fucking time. Two favorites right here. Manchester by the Sea. I'm a little insane because that's my
sad and great.
That's my and people think I'm crazy for that. I'm sorry. There's something about it. The Holdovers, Oscar winner, I think, last year, something like that. Another movie I really, really like. And then one of my overall favorites, just for like a good laugh, White Chicks.
Great movies.
A movie like that only can exist then. It would never exist.
I know.
Now.
We're not gonna have a movie like that again.
Ever. That movie, I counted it one time with my friends. Every obia and ism you can think of is in that movie. Every single one. There's not okay.
But I miss that era when you could just kind of do all that. I don't know if it's gonna happen again.
Because you can also. The thing about it is that like. It was a time where it was so different and that movie, when you watch it, you can tell there's no real sinister, there's no malintent to anyone who's, even though it's like, damn, like everyone's catching a stray here, you can tell it's almost done in like this sort of like almost endearing way of like poking fun at whatever.
Yeah, I think if you're not able to make fun of yourself, then what are we doing? I think everyone should be able, and every group and every person should be able to be like, I can laugh at myself.
However, we couldn't do that. It's not possible today because of how we understand things now. You can't, if you do the White Chicks, there is no way on earth, no matter how good your intentions are, it just would not work because we're more polarized and sensitive than ever. So you can't do it today. Even if you had the best, even if you attacked every group, every single group, every minority, majority, everywhere, it just would not work. I don't think it's possible. I think the time has changed and we can only appreciate what has been done, but I don't think it's possible.
R.I.P. good times.
We'll
see. What is a toxic trait in a group thread for you, like a group text? Is there anything you do that is like a toxic trait?
That I do. So if I make a group chat for an event, I will then leave the group chat.
Set it up and dip.
I just found out that that's a thing people think is like kind of funny that I do, but I'm so sorry. I made it like I planned a dinner. There's like 20 people in there. The dinner is over. So I got the fuck up.
Peace.
I left. I don't need to do. I know you guys. I see you guys every day. I don't need to be in the group chat. Because one thing that annoys me, so this happened to me one time. This is why I do this. I left a group chat one time. It was a San Diego trip with one of my friends. I left the group chat. Like, okay, we're not in San Diego anymore. But somehow, when they would text in the group chat, it kept putting me back in, even though I left. So then what I started doing, and this is actually when people were like, what's going on, is that I started then removing everyone else from the group chat and then removing myself. So that way, nobody would have anyone to talk to, and then it wouldn't keep putting me back.
So you just got them all out.
I would be like, okay, we're done. Bye, guys. And then I leave. But the thing is, I don't know if you guys ever tried doing that. You can only do that if there's about like 3 other people left in the group chat once if you're gone. So I would then have to just leave 3 people in the group chat before I leave. Because if I was one of the last 3, I couldn't leave the group chat. I would be stuck there with 2 other people. So yeah, that's one thing I found is a little bit, Also, sometimes if I text somebody because I need information and they're not answering, I'll call them. And if they pick up, I'll end the call because it's just to let them know that.
Yeah. Pick up your fucking phone.
Just look at I don't want to talk to you on the phone, but just look at your messages.
Yeah. I don't do well with phone calls. It's funny when people call me, I'll be like, let's handle this like a different way. Yeah. Which is probably, I don't know, it's a bad trait. I'll do FaceTimes, but I was with one of my friends the other day and he got a kick out of it because my boss was calling. And I was like, ooh, my boss is calling. I'm not going to answer this. Yeah. And he's like, what? Like, don't you have to do this right now? Yeah. But no, shout out to my boss. We're good. Everything's fine.
Yo, bro, you're gonna get a text. Don't bother calling back in the office.
Yeah, you know what? You're gone.
But it's that's I get that.
When you have this presence and this influence, being seen versus being understood. Do you think a lot of people can tell the difference, or?
Well, here's the thing. I will say this, and I mean this from the most purest place of my heart. Also, out of a little bit of curiosity myself. I think I grew up not necessarily having anyone that I've idolized. I've never been a person that's like, oh my God, I would camp outside and wait for this person, or I look forward to this person's thing. As a result, I think I found myself being somebody who doesn't understand when people have that reaction towards me. I genuinely don't get it. I walk around every day around the street like a normal person. At least I try. It's my best. Obviously, I recognize that I'm in a position that's less normal for a lot of people. But I try my best to just, be a member of, society. And so when people have a reaction, I've had, dude, everything under the book. I mean, people have stopped and hyperventilated. I've had people grab me and touch me, pull me aside. People scream from outside. Like everything you can imagine I've experienced. And it always throws me off every time, only because I just I still never expect it. And also never really, because I've never done it. I also don't get it sometimes. So as a result, I think I'm getting to the point where I understand now that there's definitely some people, there's a lack of decorum, there's a lack of understanding that I also walk the streets like you. I think just have to get to the point where I guess I just have to see myself differently, which is a weird thing. It's a weird thing, but I almost feel like that's what I have to do. I think that's what a lot of people do. A lot of musicians, actors, celebrities, people build these big egos, these big personalities, and almost feel like untouchable or not real. I think a lot of people, whether it is an ego thing getting to them, because they're rich and they're famous, or they almost feel like it's a necessity to do, right? I think a lot of people build that. Actually, I'm just somebody who I just want to be wisdom. But I almost feel like I need to, so that way it's not as jarring to me, and it doesn't affect me as poorly, because when somebody comes up to me, I'm like, oh, I'm me meeting you. But I think it almost feels like the thing that I need to do is, you're meeting me. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's like, I don't know you yet. You're going to perceive me differently than I perceive you.
Because instinctively, I'm meeting another person. But I feel like what a lot of, big celebrities, musicians, whatever do, it's like, this person's meeting me because I'm so-and-so.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, but it almost feels like that's what I have to do to, I guess, preserve my mental and also just feel more comfortable with that happening in a weird way,
Well, parasocial relationships are at a high right now. And I think something with the TikTok generation too is it's made the new celebrity so much more attainable, or people are going to come up to someone a lot quicker than they used to. I think there was a little bit more space and respect for our parents' generation, whereas now it's, oh my God, that's Wisdom. I'm going to go up to him. Or I was with my family in Nantucket and I felt weird. I had to protect my family because we would have dinners and people were coming up, interrupting my dinner with my family, asking for a picture while I'm getting served something. Yeah. And it's a bit of a shock to me, and I'm grateful for it. I love it. But it's also, my parents brought it up. They're like, this never used to happen. Who are you? What's going on with this? And I think it's just where we're at in society with culture and how kids handle things.
Yeah. And I mean, I always say to myself, if that's one of my biggest issues, that I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
suffering from success.
You know what I mean? But quietly at the same time, no matter where you are in life, you have good things, you have bad things, you have things you can complain about, and things that are, not always ideal. And I think this is just the one takeaway from, what we do. It's just what it is. It's funny. It's not like this is the first time this has been happening. I think it's been increasing. But I think I'm finally hitting a point where I'm like, okay, I guess I am this wisdom guy. I guess I am this wisdom guy that people watch on the internet. I guess that's literally who I am.
I'm that guy.
I get, you know what I mean? Because I don't see myself that way. Yeah. I guess that's me, so I should act accordingly and just know that when I leave my house, it's gonna be that way. And I don't know, maybe move differently, you know, maybe don't be outside as much or find ways to preserve my mental. But I appreciate it anyway because at the core of it, it is somebody showing me appreciation. I do think, and one thing this is unspoken, I do think a lot of it is just clout chasing. So serious. I think a lot of it is people want the picture. That's a really important distinction.
Yeah.
I think genuine fans can meet you
and not ask for a picture.
But I think for a lot of people, I noticed the people who also cross the most boundaries, it's for that picture to say, oh, I wouldn't be surprised if there's no, they don't even keep up with the content. Maybe they see me one time. You know,
it's to show their friends, I saw that guy that you like. They're like,
and I noticed when there's that real desire for that, there's less of a desire for like the human interaction or like the respect or the boundaries. But regardless, it comes with the territory.
It does. I know. I wouldn't change it. And I think you probably feel the same for anything, but it is an interesting thing to navigate that's not super normal, you know? And it's not like I don't know, we kind of didn't like choose to have that, but it's part of the game. And
exactly. People will always say like, oh, they chose that, but like, not really. You know what I mean? Like, not really.
Would you say you use fashion as therapy or rebellion?
Oh God, this is the most stressful shit ever. This is the least, fashion is the least therapeutic shit you can possibly, the industry, clothing in general, it's the opposite of therapy, right? Because even for me, just to get dressed, you know, or to find clothes, obviously I'm in a better place now, but like, you know, I'm a tall guy, so like pants, you know, fitting. When I'm having to, you know, wear a brand's look for an event or walk a runway, like, again, things fitting me is a hard thing. Making content, it's fun, but it's a job. So like styling, like, nothing about this is fun. And anyone who's like, especially in the industry, working from the ground up as a stylist assistant, just interning, they'll tell you this shit is not fun. Even the most successful stylist right now will tell you not to be a stylist. You know, a lot of people work in fashion will tell you, so it's definitely not therapeutic at all. I will say look good, feel good is real. I've always been a fan of that. I've always believed in that. I think it's very helpful I think it does help with the confidence, especially since I'm a top speed run. I think it's been very good.
I like look good, feel good. I think that's Nick Wooster. You know Nick Wooster, right? He was kind of an early inspiration for me. Cool, old-fashioned dude. But he kind of had the same mentality of like, if your outsides look good, your insides will probably feel good. And it can help with your confidence and then just like the energy around you. Yeah. So I feel the same way. Yeah. Is there one piece of art or one piece of like a distinctive memory you have that kind of changed your trajectory in your life?
Piece of art.
Yeah, or just a visual. That's like, wow, this is kind of part of me and it's a changing period.
Not really. Sometimes I almost wonder like what the hell happened to me when I was a kid, because like growing up, I've never still today, I've never had a sleepover. I never watched or got the things that everyone else got. Like I was always out of the loop in pop culture. I still am for the most part. And I don't have a desire to really care. Not, you know, strangely enough, even though that would kind of be beneficial to me to know, you know, the latest, I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter's album or who the hell Tate McRae, like stuff like, you know, who these names are, you know. But like, I don't know, I spent a lot of time alone in the house as a kid growing up. As an only child, like literally just being at home by myself, because my mom would always be working. And so I think I'm just an amalgamation of the random shit I did to maybe discover on the internet, genuinely speaking. So I think it's weird. Like, I feel like I'm very like, out of the loop in my life so much, and I'm in my own kind of world. And it kind of shows through my content, because if you look at my content, I don't really collaborate with people. It's kind of just me doing the thing that I want to do. And it's been that way for so long. I've always kind of just been in my own world, because that's just the world that I understand, you know? At least when it comes to like what I do. I mean, not like global affair, stuff like that. That I think it's important to tune into and understand what's going around. But
yes, this year I felt some type of way when you weren't invited to the Met Gala. Yeah, bro. We can skirt around this, but just as your friend, it's weird that they kind of made this theme and this year like basically about you, and then you didn't go. We can leave it at that. We don't have to talk about it. But it was a weird moment, I think, to see. And I think a lot of people were upset with that. Still, I think it's a great event. No major shade, but I felt weird about that. So I needed to get that off my chest.
I mean, it's interesting because people till today, it's less now, but people till today will still come to me and be like, oh, you should have been at the Met, or the one that gets me, and I know it's not actually a question, but it's like, why weren't you there? But sometimes people will ask you why I wasn't there and stop and answer.
Yeah.
I don't invite myself. The why I wasn't there is so funny. But I mean, it's what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't it's so funny because I had a job to do. Like the night of it was a thing where it was like, if I went, I went. If I didn't, I was just going to get on a plane and go
Paris.
do something. Yeah. Like, so I was on a plane while it was even going on. I didn't even see most of it until afterward. So I'll let the people know that I'm okay. All right. Don't worry about Wisdom Kaye.
He's okay.
I'm okay. Like,
your boy's fine.
I do appreciate the care, but I'm going to humbly ask that we refrain from that Gala questions if you ever run into me in public, please. I just can't. I thank you, but also like there's other things to do.
No, I hear you. I just, as your friend, care about you. And, it's all good.
Thank you.
What was your first internet alias? You have such a powerful name. It was probably Dope Dynasty. Were you slinging dope?
This was during the swag era, whatnot. So Dope was another one of those.
Oh yeah.
So like it was Dope X Dynasty, and this was when I was in school. I used to do Tumblr edits, but I never had a Tumblr. But I would like create them. So like it's a blog. So like you would see number 32 or whatever. It was like the blog post. I would just take a photo. I would do like the Mickey Mouse head and the galaxy in my hand and put a random number at the top. I would put DXD because that was a short version of Dope Dynasty. And then it would be a random quote like, "Just hold on, we're going home." I swear. I swear to God. I was like,
Supra's in the corner.
No, I swear. I'm not even fucking joking. I had like, dude, I don't know if you, I could probably find them and send it to you, but like I was dead ass making some of the corniest shit you could possibly imagine. But it's all part of the journey, That's why I'm happy I had my journey when I had it. Because holy crap, I could not imagine having my like discovery phase now, 2025. People are ruthless. Like high school kids now are ruthless. They have social media, like obviously we have social media, but like the way TikTok is so much more ingrained. I saw a video the other day. This guy was like stating like his fashion opinions. The next thing you know, they like just like stitched one of his outfits and were just cooking him. And I was like, yo, and this crazy is like he's young. He's probably like figuring his style out. If that was me, oh my God, because I've had some awful.
Yeah, everything gets put so much on blast. I feel bad. I hope these kids are okay. Be nice to one another. Like, be nice. Why are we being so mean?
Stop being nonchalant too, because I swear you're not going to get anywhere in life with that. Like, it also doesn't even get you girls.
No, you got to put yourself out there,
bro. Like the only way being I think a lot of kids are in for a rude awakening. The only way being nonchalant gets you girls is if you're hot as fuck. Because if you're hot as fuck, your face says it all. You don't have to do it. You're not hot. You have to actually be funny. Develop a personality.
Yeah.
Talk to women. Be respectful about it. Like, being cool and serious is the most unattractive thing ever, unless you look like Chico fucking
the Brazilian dude.
Unless you look like this fucker, right? Like, it's not, you're actually just setting yourself up for failure. It's actually sad.
I think that's sound advice.
But again, it's the 15-year-olds trying to tell you what to do, and they don't even know what to do yet.
Yeah.
Tell me, man. It's a sad world out there. Be careful, guys.
Be careful. Be careful, everyone.
Don't buy these courses. It's a scam.
That's all a scam.
Dude.
I'm seeing so many people make like bank selling courses. Don't do that. Are there any other things you'd like to talk about before we have to wrap?
Just you're a great host. This set is amazing. I'm rooting for you and your success.
I'm rooting for you.
Shout out to
Billy Bob Thornton.
My beautiful future wife, who is approximately anywhere from 5'11" to 6'2".
Tall queens.
And also lives an active lifestyle like myself. And maybe he's into fashion, but doesn't really need to be super into fashion, but has like a sense of style.
Yeah. I'm so appreciative of you. Like, you're such a goat. I'm so proud of you. I'm rooting for your success as well.
Thank you.
It's incredible to see how much you've accomplished already. And I know the world is your oyster with all this. So thank you again for coming. You're a fucking goat.
You're actually?
Yeah.
Use this camera?
Hey!
Buy our property. Real estate.